All right, this is something a little different. Uh, I told myself I wouldn't do movie reviews because I make movies, and it just felt like a conflict of interest. But I just came back from seeing Superman. Like I just walked in the door, right? I finally went to go see it. It just came out this weekend, and I just felt like doing a review. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to break down some of the stuff that was interesting to me as a filmmaker. The number one thing that was interesting to me was the color grade. Um, he used, or their colorist, or it was a creative decision to have everything kind of in this slight blue tint. So it had a cool feel. They would call that a cool feel. If you watch the movie, you'll notice that it has this subtle blue tint over everything. And if that wasn't enough, what they then did on top of that was they had the highlights really like blown. That's something that if I was to bring it into my editing program, I would lower because it just is too strong. And it was to the point that it actually bothered me. In the beginning, I was like, okay, well, maybe that's just this scene. Then as it went on, I was like, okay, no, it's not just this scene. Then halfway in the movie, I'm like, why does he have his highlights so blown out like that? I don't know. It was just, I guess, their creative decision. But those are the two things that stood out with me in the look of the film: the blue tint and that overblown highlight. I really have no idea why they did that, but it was a creative choice, obviously, because these people have millions of dollars for their budget, so it's not a mistake. Had I seen someone else do it, I would be like, oh, they did that by mistake. But he chose to blow the highlights out. I don't know why. Aside from the color grade, I do think the effects were good. I did like the effects. I thought the acting was good. I thought the guy who played Lex Luthor was really good. I actually think Superman did well. Now, here's the thing. I was a fan of Henry Cavill. I don't know how to say his last name, but I was a fan of the previous Superman. So when they announced that they were doing Superman again and then they were changing it, I was disappointed. I was like, oh man, he's gonna ruin this. This guy's Superman. And then when I saw the screenshots of the other guy, I was like, he don't look like no damn Superman. What are they doing? Like, I was highly upset, highly upset when I first saw the images and the announcement. Like, the other guy was Henry is still my Superman, right? And mind you, I've seen a lot of Supermans. I'm older. So I remember when Christopher Reeves was Superman, and he was Superman to me. Christopher Reeves was Superman for years. That was Superman. Then, they changed it over the years, and I can't remember who did it after that. But I know the next Superman that was Superman to me was Henry Cavill. I really, really liked him. This new guy, I don't even know his name. Let me say, the images in the trailer for some reason don't do him justice. He didn't seem Supermanish to me. He seemed very normal. He just seemed normal. But when I watched the movie, there's certain angles, there's certain shots, there's certain framing that makes him look larger than life. And I know some of them shots, they did a little bit of special effects or whatever, but he ended up, by the end of the movie, I was able to see him as Superman. He does look bigger when you watch the movie. The trailers, for some reason, he just didn't look big in stature to me, but he looks bigger in the movie than he did in the trailers to me. So he did eventually fall into the character of Superman, and I do feel like this DC movie kind of felt closer to the way Marvel does things. And I know there's this long-standing, split down the middle between Marvel fans and DC fans. Growing up, I was a Marvel fan, but I also liked some DC characters as well. So everybody loves Superman. Superman is like, an American classic hero. So we all like Superman, right? But the way they did this, my gripe used to be DC movies, the special effects didn't look good. They always looked special effecty. They always looked they just didn't look, and maybe they did that on purpose. Well, I assume they did that on purpose, but that was one of the things I never liked about DC, is that their effects just looked like effects. Where Marvel tried to make things look more realistic. Marvel tried to make things look like the real world that we live in, and DC stuff just always looked like, yeah, that's not our world right there. This version of Superman actually looked close to what Marvel does. It felt more realistic, from Mr. Terrific to the Green Lantern to even Superman. Some of the things that he said, some of the things that he did definitely felt more modern day, real world. And that's what I like. And I know that's not everybody. That's me. We have different tastes, but this is just my review and my opinion. I really liked that realistic feel in it. And I thought the Lex Luthor character did really good. His acting was good. Another thing that I was like, get out of here with this shit, was the dog. Because I felt like that was just a big play on dog lovers. I felt like, oh, come on, that's a cheesy, cheating ass way to make people watch the movie. Like, that was like a clear ploy to get, people to like the movie. Oh, let's put a cute little, you put a dog in anything and people are gonna love it. You put a cute little dog, you put an old person, there's certain things, you put a little kid, cute little kid, those are like everybody. So when they did that, I was like, come on with this dog. And I'm not a dog person. I'm a cat person. So when I watched it, I can see all of the parts where dog people are going to be like, oh, that's just like my dog. Oh, it was just like such a ploy to me that I just was like, whatever. I don't know if this is a spoiler. It's not. I'm not going to tell you specifically what happened, but I'm going to say this. So you can stop it now if you want, or fast forward. I didn't like the way that they portrayed Superman so weak. In this Superman, he was so weak. Like, he was always getting his ass beat. And I'm like, what kind of Superman is this? So I didn't really like that. I didn't grow up with Superman being weak. I grew up with Superman being Superman. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he has his weakness, but that wasn't like, you wouldn't see a whole movie of everybody just destroying him, kicking his ass. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't really like that. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't like that part. But some people may appreciate that. Overall, my rating of the movie is cool. It was a cool movie. It was something to go watch. I don't think it was the most amazing movie ever. I don't think it was the worst movie ever either. And that's coming from someone who really, I thought it was going to fail, and I actually wanted it to fail because I wanted them to go crawling back to Henry. But I watched it by myself, and I really have nothing really bad to say about it. I think the storyline was good as well. I think the way they opened the movie, when they open the movie, they have like words on the screen. You should read the words. I think the way that they broke that down, that was fire. I like that. And I just think a lot of it was good. I didn't like the color grading. I really need to do some research and find out why he chose that the blown highlights especially. It's like, why did you blow the highlights? I don't understand why he did that. I liked the effects. I liked, like I said, I liked the characters. I even eventually at the end, I did kind of like the dog. And that's about it. It's a cool movie. Go check it out, especially if you're a Superman fan. Go check it out. I like this new thing that superhero movies are doing. They're not doing the origin stories anymore. They're just jumping straight in. Because I hated seeing the same origin story over and over and over and over and over. We know how Superman got here. We know how Spider-Man got his powers. We know what happened. Like, I got tired of seeing it because it was like killing it. Because we couldn't get to the good part until the sequel. Because they was always spending so much time on telling the origin stories. But now they're just like, y'all already know the origin story, so we could just jump into action. And I thought that was good as well. So I appreciated that. There wasn't a lot of humor in the movie. You know how Guardians of the Galaxy or Deadpool, they have tons of humor. This movie didn't have a lot of humor in it, but it wasn't like dreary or anything. It wasn't like dry, but it just wasn't a lot of humor in it. But I enjoyed it. There was some elements or some characters you're gonna see who did have some funny things to say, but overall, it was a cool movie. I have no rating system, so I wouldn't know how to put a rating on it, but it was definitely, I don't regret going to see it. All right, so go check it out, and I will be dropping another video soon on some more filmmaking things. One of you independents need to make a superhero movie. Maybe I'll make a superhero movie. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell an independent filmmaker about my channel, and I will catch you guys later. Make sure you check out some of my merch. All right, look at this. Done beats perfect. That's my motto. Done beats perfect. Get it done. Perfect it later. All right, I'm out.